Adam Deal. This is Soccer Talk with the Soul. It's all presented by New Mexico Pinon Coffee. And now joining me, special guest Dan Lodge, probably the most knowledgeable guy there is about transfers. We're going to get into transfers here in just a second. First thing I want to do, though, is go over the highlights of the Euro Cup final, and of course the host team France taking on Portugal. Surprise team Portugal maybe had the easiest road to the finals and the most shocking road to the finals. And then they had to do it without Cristiano Ronaldo as well. So let's get to it. Highlights from France, and France with an early opportunity. Griezmann, yes.
They had a fantastic tournament. I mean, it's no surprise, you see him creating those opportunities like that. I mean, his movement's phenomenal. And that's the, looking at it slowly, it doesn't seem too much. It doesn't take a lot for a knee injury, though. So it was,
Ronaldo went down. To his credit, he tried to get something going, and then there is the winner in overtime. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
I just did not see Portugal winning this game.
I think that they were very big underdog going into the game with Ronaldo. When Ronaldo goes down very early in the game, I think a lot of people just wrote Portugal off, and I'd say France probably.
I think France, that was a problem,
they underestimated them
a
little bit, right? They'd lost their star man, but realistically, if you look at the Portugal team, they got some great talent on there. You look at Renato Sanchez, who just went to Bayern Munich. Started off kind of slow, but ended up having a pretty phenomenal tournament. They've got a lot of talent on their team, and Ronaldo, obviously being the person he is, gets a lot of the highlights of it. They obviously focus on him, but there's a lot of other stars behind him.
What about the road, real quickly, though, that Portugal had? I mean, realistically, they were on the side
they
they needed
definitely
to be
got the
best
side of the draw, right? And it's kind of unique in the way that the tournament kind of changed this year, changed format, right? So they took a couple of third-place teams.
Right.
Well, Portugal would never have even made it to the qualifying if we'd have stuck with the old format.
Isn't that crazy?
They won, I think, one game within 90 minutes in the whole tournament or something like that. I mean, it's kind of crazy when you look back.
Defensively, though, they were very solid.
Very good. Pepe had a brilliant tournament. He's known as kind of a hothead. He loses his temper a little bit, but phenomenal tournament.
Okay.
That really took him through.
Transfer window. So, what are the biggest transfers happening that you see that's coming right now?
It really is silly season. Historically, we've seen some crazy money thrown around, and this last season with the TV money going into the Premier League. It's just been ridiculous, right? I mean, if you look at like Leicester City offering 30-40 million for Troy Deeney, who's he's not a world-class player, but that's the world-class money right there. So everyone seems to have money, so basically all of the values went up. So now you're seeing, the biggest.
And Leicester wouldn't have had money a year ago, and now they've got the money to get a couple of players.
But they sold Conte, who probably was arguably the best player on their team last year, really shored up that midfield. He's gone to Chelsea, which is a huge coup for Chelsea. Jamie Vardy rejected Arsenal, so he's staying. They just signed Musa, who came from CSKA Moscow. Very similar style to Vardy. Last season we saw like Okazaki and Ulloa kind of take that place, but never really secure that spot. So Leicester's kind of stepped up their game a little bit, and they've also signed Mendy from Nice in France to kind of replace Conte. So Leicester's going to have a pretty good season again. I can't really see them doing what they did last season. And then obviously when you get into the big teams in England, you've got, Man United, who's already signed Mkhitaryan for, 30 million from Dortmund. They've got Ibrahimovic for free, which is a phenomenal business, whether he's going to really
work, by the
where
way?
He's going to cope in the Premier League is going to be different. Obviously, League One versus the Premier League, drastic difference.
And they had to do something too, especially.
Yeah, and with Mourinho coming in, I don't think anyone would be surprised that a lot of money's being spent, right? I mean, they had an average team that I think Van Gaal probably did better than he should have done maybe with that team last season, even though they spend a lot of money. Mourinho's going for broke, though. I mean, he's going to spend every penny they've got, and it's almost like a FIFA fantasy team at this point. He's just, Pogba, phenomenal player, great future. Justifying a €100 million price tag is pretty difficult, right? So we'll see. Manchester City with Pep, they're definitely in the market. Seems like everybody wants John Stones at this point from Everton. But I think the thing that surprises me the most about the transfer season this time is the dollar amounts being spent on defenders. Like Eric Bailly went to Man United for 38 million. Then you've got Stones and Bonucci are both 50 million, and it's historically where you can kind of get a great player for 20 million. So I mean, the TV money is kind of really push the market in crazy directions.
It's ridiculous. He could probably go on for another hour
Yeah.
about this. Actually, I know we can. Quickly, go ahead and plug your Facebook site. That's becoming more and more popular.
Yeah, soccer fans of Albuquerque. Everybody gets our, it's a banter page. Premier League being 3 weeks away. You know, it's really going to start heating up here. Everyone's talking about the transfer rumors. Man United fans already think they've won the league. So, yeah, the banter's definitely already beginning. So, can't wait. It's going to be a great season.
Unbelievable analysts from Dan Lodge. When we return from Recarnation, stepping up is going to be Pamela Weiss. She'll be right here, so stick with us. Soccer Talk with the Soul.